Now, one of the things that when we are out in the marketplace looking with clients to purchase a condominium, we typically will ask for a status certificate. And some people don't know what that is. So, Denise, let us bring us up to speed on what a status certificate is and why we need to have it.
Oh, it's really important to have it. Every purchaser, and even when you get financing for a unit, you need to get a status certificate. What it states is the current financial health of the condominium corporation and also of the unit. So if a unit is in arrears of their common expenses or the building is considering a special assessment, that would be on the status certificate. And also whether there's money in the reserve fund, which is the fund used for major repairs. You want to make sure that it's healthy. And unless you have a status certificate, you do not know. So the one important document you need to get.
Now, the status certificate, I also found, it also contains the rules and regulations typically of the condominium board. Is that correct?
Yeah, so
Okay.
the status certificate is the certificate itself, and it has to include all the condominium documentation.
The documents, okay.
Yeah, so that's the rules, the declaration, which is the document that creates the condominium, and all the bylaws, how it operates.
Okay.
So, it will include all that information.
So for a prospective buyer, someone who's looking into purchasing a unit in a particular building, essentially this is like a report card on the corporation that is running the building itself, and as you said, on the unit as well. Now, what if there's, let's say, what if someone fell 6 months ago outside of the building and they're now suing the condominium corporation for damages of some sort? Would that come up? Would that show?
So that is, that could impact on the financial health. So all litigation, any claims, even if they're covered by the condominium's insurance policy, would be noted on the status certificate. The other thing to note is that if the unit is not in compliance for some reason and there may be legal fees attached to it, that would also be on the status certificate. But oftentimes there's a note there that a purchaser needs to inspect the unit and satisfy themselves as to whether there have been any alterations in the unit that may not have been authorized. So just because you have a status certificate that may not say that there's an unauthorized alteration doesn't mean there isn't any. So the purchasers have to be careful, inspect the unit, and if they see something there like an enclosed balcony and they don't see anything on the status certificate and nobody else has an enclosed balcony, they may want to make an inquiry.
Right. Now, in a case like that, where let's say some alteration, modification has been done by the current owner or whomever is in there, is that something that that the seller would be responsible for? So would the seller also have to indicate that they have complied with the condo rules and regulations in whatever work was done?
Yeah, so that would be one of the standard clauses in the agreement of purchase and sale.
Right, on the purchase side, right.
That's right. Yeah, so really important. Now, if they have complied and they did an alteration and it impacted the common elements, for example, like a balcony enclosure, there would have been an agreement. It's called a Section 98 agreement, and it would be registered on title, and it would also be part of the condominium documents that are included with the status certificate. So if it's not there, you just may want to make those inquiries.